okay. Just saw this a little late, but yeah, I mentioned this a couple of vlogs ago, like maybe a week ago. We got that coming on later today at 5:30 p.m. But also interestingly, this package is out for delivery. Bush dog. You know, one of the things I'm randomly stoked on is this chair used to have like a, a fabric cover on it that just kind of died in the sunlight. Just put some wood over there and then throw a pillow on top of that and you got yourself an all-season reclining chair. Like, boom, chair. Maybe put the other side. Boom, chair. Man, it was way too bright. I had to get some sunglasses. Yeah, so the situation we're in again is where yesterday we were waiting for our package to arrive. The package that did arrive left San Jose at, I think it was 9 a.m., got there at 4:13 p.m. Today's package left San Jose 9:58 a.m. If it's about the same times table, it should get there around 4, but if it left an hour later and we do the same times table, that pushes it till 5. Our interview that we just confirmed is at 5:30. So it's really cutting it close based off those times. And again, yesterday, as we were saying, is we want to do a whole town trip when we do it. So again, we could leave early. I say again a lot. I didn't notice that until yesterday editing. It's strange. We could either leave early and get everything done and hope it's there, and then leave right when it gets there and get up here, which already sounds kind of dangerous. Or we can chill up here, watch the package. If it gets there early, roll down. And if not, just push it back another day, which we have pretty good sunlight. We have enough power to do everything we need to do today. So we might default to that. But yeah, it's just another day of trying to, sunlight, of trying to weigh our pros and cons and consolidate our energy and efforts to going to town. So that's where we're at. Oh, such a beautiful day up here though, right? It's also hard to force ourselves to go to town on days like this. Dude, I just realized how completely slanted our power shed's gotten over time. It started way more square. We might need to fix that. It might be getting dilapidated. Meanwhile, as we try to make decisions, we just got this dude staring at us. Oh yeah, he's trying to be casual now that the camera's pointed. I swear that started more square. It's hard to not laugh. Luffy, stop squeezing the ball when I'm narrating. I swear that started more square. But looking like a parallelogram now. Isn't it insane how much happier he is on a sunny day? Little turd bucket. I'm gonna get it. Dang, it's official. We just clocked in as much power today already. And it's, barely afternoon, as we did all day yesterday. And the sun is still out. It keeps getting, shadowed by these giant clouds, but the second it comes out, we're getting 700 watts of power per hour. So it's crazy, right? During a fully sunny day, in 2 hours we can get as much power as we got all day yesterday. The rain, the hail, all that stuff really, really affects it. But on a good day, it's crazy how well the solar system that I just designed and researched and made it myself, and my homie Nick, shout out to him, an electrician, helped make sure we didn't die putting it together. But I essentially have 4 panels. I think they're each 230 watts So that's a total of 920, because there's 4 of them. I have a Midnight Classic, which is a really nice charge controller. And then the inverter I have is it's a Vanner, I think it's like an IT 3200 or 2600, 26,000, 2600. And I got that for really cheap off of Craigslist. It was like, just literally drove, when I still lived in San Francisco, drove over to the north side of the Golden Gate Bridge and just bought it off a dude out of the trunk of his car for I think it was $125. They're normally like 2,600. They're a couple $1,000 inverters. He had the manual for it though, so I don't know if it fell off a truck, but it's been running amazing. Actually, if you look at the ad for it, it literally says on it that it's cleaner than utility power. So like, it has a cleaner sine wave, which is amazing for running audio gear and all that stuff, because you're not going to get like ground hums and just all those like kind of dirty power things, which ironically the generator, so my 2 sources of power, a generator, very dirty, because it's just like you get surges based off the generator itself. But then my solar is like better than a standard house's power, which is very interesting, because the company that makes these, a lot of times they are used for EMT vehicles and stuff, so they need to have very clean power for all their tools to work properly. So if they're trying to, use a certain milliamp, I guess, of charge, they're using that and not a fluctuating version of it. So I actually have a really pretty amazingly lovely setup thing going up here, and big shout outs to Mohr, the homie and supporter of Team Hodl, and just me as an artist, who helped me invest some more money into some better gear again, that midnite. And I used to have sealed lead acid batteries, and those you're not supposed to discharge below like 30%. There's various other things that aren't the best about them. I now have lithium. Okay, this is funny. They're lithium iron, so LIFE, iron, like the metal, not lithium ion batteries. It's kind of a newer technology, and I swear when I first moved up here, the same amount of power equivalent would have cost like $3,000. When I got them, it was $1,300, and then I looked at them again recently, and now they're like $700. So the amount that this technology has come down, even in I think I've been up here like 5 going on 6 years, it's crazy. That is, what is that, from 7? That's like a quarter. It's like a fifth of the price. So it's actually a great time to be someone choosing to live off-grid, because the resources and the price for solar and all these different things have come down a lot. So super grateful for that. Pretty amazing the amount of, I barely run my generator, and only, a couple times a year when it's like short days or really, really rainy. So super grateful. It's amazing to, mostly, I do like that we're not burning fossil fuels. I love that we have clean energy, but also just as a sound engineer, as a human being, listen, like, it's nice and quiet up here. I don't want the noise pollution of a generator. I want to be able to hear the birds. When I'm working on music, I don't want to in the background. Like, if I'm chilling out, it's just a stressful reminder that you're burning carbon fuels. Carbon fuels, yeah. So just for the peace of mind alone, the solar is amazing, and the consistency of it. And I think at the end of the day, over the years, it has saved me a ton of money not having to pay an electric bill, not having to buy gas. So it's one of those things where kind of everyone wins, especially because I got these used. The panels I got used off Craigslist. Everything I've gotten, other than the battery itself, which, there's something to that, I've gotten used. So I'm, in a lot of ways, like, salvaging and reusing a lot of these supplies. So pretty lovely setup. Everyone's winning for the most part. Need to look into the battery recycling, all that at some point, but in the grand scheme, I think we're doing okay. And then my main generator is this Ryobi, just because it's a little more quiet and fuel efficient. And then I had to borrow for a second this one from the well, because my generator wasn't working. I just needed some backup power. So I actually need to move that back, because my generator's I haven't used this in weeks and weeks, actually probably months. But the backup to the backup. But yeah, that's what I used, this little Ryobi 2300. It's seen better days. The knobs fell off there. And you put it back on each time. But it gets by. It gets by, and it gets us power when we need. And again, that's why I'm so grateful when the solar does work, and how consistently it works, because we're not too dependent on gas or the generators. Okay, it's like way too sunny to see this out here. I'm in the garden, but I just refreshed this and it said 3 stops away, and it's only, oh, I can't even see that. What is it? It's 150. So like we could just make it back in time. Ooh, what do we do? So it's just sitting with our choices and options. It's like 2 right now, essentially, when we're finding out that the package is on its way and almost there. As I mentioned earlier, it's about a 3-hour trip to town. If I want to walk Luffy still today, which we didn't get to walk on yesterday, that's about half an hour. Our interview is at 5:30. If we did everything perfectly and like didn't even stop by to really like hang out with our friend at all, which, as I said yesterday, if I'm going to town, I might as well have a little friendship in there, I could just make it back in time. It doesn't seem worth it, right? Like, it's a beautiful day up here to chill. It's going to be nicer today than any other day of the week. To be rushed driving around trying to figure that all out when we have plenty of power. I found a kind of precarious way to hold this camera with the power cable plugged into our inverter that still kind of works. So if we can get one more day out of it, let's get one more day out of it. And I just don't want to be like rushed going into this interview and stressed and maybe late and all those things, right? It's for Tez Talks Radio, Teztalks, Tez Talks, which is like Tezos is the blockchain that we built Tez Tones in, which is why the Tez name is in all these things. And yeah, I just kind of want to be like present for that and available. I think it's going to be a video call, and I don't want to just be like rushed around. So we're going to vibe up here. We're going to enjoy the sun. We're going to work on some things that we have the electricity to work on. And we're going to take Luffy for a nice walk that we might try to record, and hopefully we can share that with y'all too. Because it's one of the things I've learned about living up here, right? Like, I want those batteries. I want that adapter for the tripod. But do I need it? Not right now. Like, in the long term, yeah. Right now, no. Like, don't rush things if they don't need to be rushed, right? It's like we get so caught up in, especially in town, when things are easy to go do, you just, the immediacy of it all. But up here, when things are a little further away, it's like, do I really need that right now? No, I don't. So yeah, I guess that's just a daily life lesson there, and a reminder to people. Sometimes you can, like, just not do things. and the inaction is an action, and it might be the better life choice. So tomorrow when I go do that, I can be more present with friendship. I can take more time getting groceries. I can, just enjoy everything I'm doing a bit more, not be stressed out and just, like, why? So yeah, as I said with that, it feels pretty good. Oh, and also, we're still waiting for our bank card to get there. I know it's supposed to be 7 to 10 days, I believe. And I don't know if that was business days or just days in general. And I did order that, I want to say it was last Sunday. So technically, if it's not business days, Wednesday would be, like the 10th day tomorrow? So that gives us a better chance to get all of our stuff at the same time. Why not, right? Shoot for the stars. Ideally, we could get our card, we could deposit money into our bank account, the cash that we have, we could take care of everything in one day, and again, not be rushed to do all that. So yeah, but just another reason why it's better to wait. See? Yep. So we gave a basic breakdown of the pieces of our solar power. One actually very interesting thing that I didn't mention is our charge controller right now, unless you buy a secondary module for it, I believe, doesn't tell me the amount of charge I have in my battery. So literally each day I just look at the amount of power we're generating, and I know, based off the calculations I said, like using just the TV is about, I think, 75 watts. With the internet, with everything else on, it's about 75 watts per hour with the router and all that stuff. Using a laptop, it used to be around 250. I think with my tablet right now, charged, like plugged in and running, it's about 200 watts per hour. And with my computer, it's about 400 watts per hour. And then using a saw or anything like that, even the CNC machine, I think the CNC is around 250, 300, but that's something I'm still trying to feel out and not like run out of power. But yeah, it's interesting where I have to internally know how much power I'm both getting and using to not have, the power potentially run out on me each day. So it's kind of like a little counter I'm running each day in my own head. So it's honestly, it's weird. It's not as bad as it sounds because I've gotten very used to it, but it was something at first that kind of stressed me out about, like, am I going to run out of power? How's this going to work? But yeah, that's more or less the hours I get. So, you know, you can do that math. If yesterday I got 1.5 kilowatts, that's about 3.5, 4 hours of computer time, but only that. So then if I take that out, you know, every watch hour of phone, computer, if it's 75, that gets me about 10 is 750. So it's literally an equation each day that I'm running. But I've gone it down pretty good. And especially when it's like sunny, we kind of don't really hit our limit, and that's pretty amazing. We're going to the evening, we'll still be charged up with like, the max capacity of that is around, it should be around 3,800. I think now it's dwindled a little bit, but I think it's still around like 3, so like 2.5 to 3 kilowatt hours. I'm not sure. I actually should be testing that at some point, but it still holds a good amount. So I still have like 6, 7 computer hours when the sun sets. So in summer, if it sets at say 6, 7 p.m., I could stay up to like 3 a.m. with all my power running, which would be kind of crazy. I mean, I've done it. I've ran out in summer before, but I really need to push the limits to do that. And yeah, that's why these sunny days make all the difference as far as the amount of power, the amount of creativity we can like use, both with camera gear, computer, the CNC, all of those things. And it is nice to have more of the gas as backup, but it's also kind of nice to just take the days they are, and you know, if I have less solar power, then maybe do more physical labor that doesn't take, you know, effort, more yard work, more cleaning, more of that kind of stuff. So just kind of finding the balance. Luffy be getting grumpy sometimes. That always surprises me. But yeah, just a quick update on how we more or less use our power setup up here and how we get by with it. Want the stick? Yeah. Oh, can you get it from the tree? Can you get it from the tree? Come here, child. Can you get it from the tree? Struggles in paradise. But the best news of the day is that we've officially gotten more power today than the last 2 days combined. Whew. Yesterday and the day before we got 3.1 total. We got more just today, and the day ain't even done. Still more sun. Still more sun.